So maybe start with Edoardo. What is Kleos and who is it built for?
Kleos is an investment platform that is built for retail investors. Our goal is to democratize access to institutional grade strategies and allow our user to spend through Visa cards.
Okay.
Kleos is built around three different pillars, actually four. One is the Euro IBAN, so a bank infrastructure that we offer to our user, crypto wallet, the Visa debit cards, so the possibility to spend around the world around more than 100 million merchants, and the core business, of course, of Kleos is the investment section.
Okay.
So we are onboarding crypto hedge funds. We are basically doing business with them we are basically giving them the minimum capital entry requirements also for our user, allowing then our user to participate in our investment plans also with little money. Like they can access investment that they have a minimum cash requirement of €1 million with also €10, for example, $10. So this is our main goal.
For Giovanni, we shared a panel during the Korean Blockchain Week on yield management. So what really changed in the market that makes curated non-custodial yield compelling in 2025 now compared to, say, DIY, DeFi, or keeping cash in T-bills?
So on our side, we think that first of all, we in the market there is a lack between this kind of crypto yield. So this is quite important because you can find different other yield, as you mentioned, in terms of T-bills or other things. So we try to create a new kind of asset class in that sense, but at the same time, which is clear the underlying assets. Because as we spoke in the panel, also in the early days, sometimes there was no clarity at all where this yield was coming from.
Yes.
So we just apply institutional grade risk framework, just adapted to the retails, where they have exactly clarity where this crypto yield come from, first of all, in terms of underlying, but at the same time with the same security, compliance, transparency that only institutional have at this time, just applying to retails. So we can see that there is a lot of space to democratize this asset class first and get, instead just, let's say, fixed return or things like that, just a big upside as the hedge fund does usually in terms of asset class.
Thanks. So for maybe Edoardo, on the product itself, what exactly do users get? Can you walk us through the user journey? For example, deposit, select the strategy, and earn yield, and spend card, and
The whole ecosystem, so the user journey starts of course with the KYC, normal KYC, pretty standard, and then you have two choices. You can basically deposit through fiat, so you can deposit through a wire transfer or through credit or debit cards, and then you can also deposit of course through wallet, so through crypto. So the two ways that the user has to actually create their balance inside Kleos is fiat and crypto. From that stage, they can access three different investment plans at this moment. One we call it Smart Yield, the middle one we call it a Premium, and the Ultra plan. So these three different investment plans are made to satisfy three different retail users basically, and three different, of course, risk appetite. The Smart Yield will be a product that we are calling it the inflation killer, because there is going to be a yield, an APY around 4 to 6% per year, and this is going to be we hope to do a real killer for the inflation. The Premium and the Ultra are made by strategies that are both market neutral and directional alpha. So we are mixing those strategies, and we are mixing strategies that are more conservative with strategies that are actually really looking for the real alpha, and I think that in that way we are creating an offer that can be most comprehensive possible for all the kind of retail users that we can find.
Is the wallet non-custodial by default?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and also to end the user journey, our main goal is to let the user deposit, invest, and ultimately spend through Visa cards, of course, because we really think that the whole ecosystem, and to create this circle, this virtuous circle around Kleos, is going to also create user retention ultimately, and we really want to create more than a company, really a community inside Kleos.
How do you it's a non-custodial, the wallet, by default. How do you abstract management for especially for non-crypto users, so like private key and things like that.
So everything is integrated technically since the beginning we thought on a seamless solution, but a clear super user-friendly UX where you don't have essentially the perception that you have something divided, because today if you have a non-custodial you need to be capable in understanding exactly how to manage that. In this case it's more first of all for regulation, because in this way you have a clear idea how it works, how you can get. Because in directly you cannot get access to the information, things like that. But there was more build around that.
I would add also that fiat users that will deposit in fiat and they will be advised that they are going to invest in USDC, for example. There's going to be a conversion before they invest in the investment plans, but it's going to be very automatic. It's going to be automatic. Once you invest in the plan, you will have automatically reconverted to USDC, whatever currency you are invested already, euro, dollar, whatever, was going to be converted and then invested inside the plans. So our real goal is also to bridge this traditional finance users to crypto, to a crypto company, basically to a crypto infrastructure that is our infrastructure. And that's why also we created the IBAN, and we created also this bank structure around us, not because we want really to bridge traditional users to the crypto space and to the crypto investments finally.
Okay. So about the strategies, who curates the strategies and how do you score them, and what do you not list and why?
So we come from that background. Also, Kleos started originally as a traditional hedge fund over 2 years ago. That was our journey. So we started as a traditional hedge fund, algo trading. We list our product in a European exchange, and then when it come on distribution, we saw some issue there, and we decided how to create an infrastructure that was more faster, transparent, and easy to use. So we come from there, and currently we have an internal risk committee, investment committee for everything from the scouting, selection, risk framework with the scores, how those strategies are correctly allocated, and also review it monthly, because everything is reviewed monthly. And to answer to your question, when we didn't select or we didn't decide to go exactly, is because it doesn't match with our criteria, for example, in terms of maybe liquidity or size or drawdown level. So we try to get the same confidence that an institutional apply, because it will be a retail product.
And we also are very thorough due diligence around the trading team and the track record of the funds, of course. So we are running a very, very deep analysis, especially on the trading team, and we are speaking with them. We are in complete connection with them on a daily basis of all the funds that we onboarded. That's how also, because they see us as a client, as another client, but at the same time we are also explaining them all their business. So for them it's also very interesting the angle that we're bringing, because usually their users are ultra high net worth individual or other companies or pension funds, whatever. Here we are like a hub, we are like an aggregator of retail investors, and then all these little retail investors amount to a big amount for this fund. So it's also for them completely another different angle, another different client that we can bring to the table also for the hedge fund.
How do you operate the Visa card and yield product across different, jurisdictions, countries, without becoming, like a bank or custody company? So what license or partnerships do you work on and matter most to you?
This was one of the most challenging, also difficult part in setting up the pivot point and the current structure. So essentially, as you mentioned, we're not a bank, but definitely regulated through third parties. And we actually can issue cards and IBANs through EMI in Europe, so we are fully compliant for all the Eurozone. And regarding the crypto part, the custody, we act with a regulated custodian, as well with a VASP that allow us to obviously facilitate that part. It's already planned to come across Asia, so we already have a discussion regarding the cards issuing and for also the crypto side. So in next weeks and months, we hopefully to be able to do the same in Asia as well. We know that Asia is more regional in terms of, especially for
not
the
like Eurozone. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. But we know that we have to find different partners in order to come up in different countries, but also looking to Korea, because sounds like it's a really interesting market.
Okay, yeah, definitely. So, so your near-term market you're prioritizing are in Asia.
Yeah, we are going tonight. We're going to Hong Kong, and then we're going to Singapore, and so we are doing the full Asian swing here.
Yeah,
and tomorrow we are going also to hopefully meet RIP Global, that will be our issuer for the Visa cards here in Asia.
Okay.
And so we are building also this new market that for us is really exciting, honestly.
Who's using Kleos today? Is it retail power users, family offices, DAOs? Can you maybe share one or two adoption samples or use cases you're comfortable with?
Sure. We have three major segments, we can say. We have savers, so people that are just looking for yield, even if they are not in the crypto market, because we bridge, they can invest in fiat and then convert and have access. Then we have people that try to get exposure in crypto, like the deposit in exchange, but when there were the big waves and they didn't come up with a real solution. So that's we try to give them access to something different, and also for them passive, because they don't have to get selection or things like that. And the third is a crypto native that he knows and the yield, and he's looking for diversification.
Maybe talk about your business model. How does Kleos take the same fee model, and what makes you think the model durable, especially when the yield compresses?
So, speaking about the fee, we are going to apply a very standard 20% performance fee.
Yes.
And we are not going to apply any management fee. So, this is pretty straightforward. So, if the client make a profit, we make a profit. If the client don't make a profit, we're not making. So I think this is one of our most important belief, and this is speaking about the investment plans. Speaking about the other revenue stream that they can come up from the cards, of course, the price we created a fee structure that is we would say pretty standard. We are not marking up a lot more than we actually pay to our being sponsor in Europe, and also all the let's say bank fees are pretty standard also with the market. Of course our main revenue stream and our core business is the investment section, and that's why we make this important choice to be just performance fee only, basically, and no management fee. And I think that is pretty fair for our user.
Okay. So your roadmap. I know you're traveling Asia right now. What's your roadmap for the next, say, 6 to 12 months? Maybe biggest product milestones that you're expecting or partners?
Sure. Obviously, expand to Asia, get a stronger user base in Europe. That's very important. But at the same time, in terms of technology, we are looking for our utility token.
Okay.
Thinking also to get our earning plans in a sort of RWA or something like that. So become more and more advanced in that. In that part, for sure.
And then of course we are relentlessly always looking for new funds. So the diversification in the investment plans is going to be huge for us. We will really want to create the most diversified portfolio for our client and the most diversified offer in the investment section for our client. That's our main goal. And of course developing partners and find local partners in Asia would be paramount importance for us to create a real user base also here in Korea, for example, in wherever in all Asian Pacific area, for sure.
Okay. Maybe we can talk a little bit on RWA and
Sure.
some AI. Will you be including tokenized T-bills or credit or some legal frameworks already? So what thresholds must be met before you list them?
This is for the Smart Yield product. For the Smart Yield product, we are ready to include a tokenized T-bill, American T-bill. So it's already part of the Smart Yield strategy. And yes, at this stage is more speaking about tokenized asset. We are just included this, and we are looking for in the next month we are looking for, as Giovanni said, also regarding a token. So
what's the token name again?
no, we didn't create it yet. We want to create a unique token, and
that's just in the design. But
we're on the tokenomics at this stage.
Yeah, utility token for the entire ecosystem.
Wow. Okay.
So maybe also Korea we can have some edge on that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking before. The AI use. Yes, we're using AI at this stage for capital allocation. Basically, on a weekly basis, we receive feeds from the funds, and based on that, we change our capital allocation based basically on an AI system that we developed that is checking basically the performance of the funds, the drawdowns level, and making then investment. We are based our investment basically on this AI recommendation. Yeah.
And currently it's more for internal process, but we are looking also to imagine that AI can also guide the users on a selection for his asset allocation, but at the moment obviously in terms of regulation can be financial advisory, so it's definitely where we're working on.
Okay. Yeah, so finally, what's your promise to a very cautious investor? Like what can Kleos deliver, and lastly, maybe one of you can answer where should people go to try Kleos and learn more?
So the reason why we created this Smart Yield product is to really give a first glance of investment, of crypto investment, to a traditional user, no? So we really want to be perceived not like a get-rich-quick scheme, but a company for the long run, where people can really trust to, put their salary on, pay their taxes, make investment for the long run for their children, for their grandchildren ultimately. So the Smart Yield plan is really what it's made for. It's made for this kind of client. It's for this kind of client that are very risk adverse and they really want to, like your classical saver, your classical retail user. Because we really notice, especially in Europe, that they it's an ECB study, like the average yield on a saving account is 1.5 to 2%. And given the inflation that we have now in Europe, also in the US now, it's just recently come out from the Fed, they are continuously losing money. And I don't think that this is fair. And we really want to create something that can put ease on them for this reason. And then, of course, for more the crypto enthusiasts, we are pressing also for younger people that wants to maybe more ambitious, that they want to create their wealth from scratches. And we created also the other plans, because the other plans, of course, always thinking about controlled drawdown level, because we are always well under the 10% of drawdown also for the ultra plan that is very performing, but we are always like under 10% also for drawdown. We are always thinking about the whole and a comprehensive offer for our clients. So there's going to be people that of course they are going to invest in the Smart Yield, and people of course that they are going to risk more and access the ultra plan. Also different lockup period, because for example for the Smart Yield they have just a 48 hours lockup, so it's a pretty liquid product. The ultra plan is going to be 6 months lockup, but it's still less than the industry standard of 12 months, and that's also another point that we really managed to manage with the funds. We asked them, all of them, they were having like 12 months lockup period, and we crashed it down to 6 months in order to offer also to be even more user friendly.
Build the wealth is definitely the key word for sure. So currently everyone can go in our website and can definitely join in the waiting list.
It's waiting list.
Exactly, especially in Korea, if someone wants to register, we will not be able to go live here for next probably months, but if we get lots of attention, will be definitely something that we like to explore more faster. And waiting list, because it's going to be in the Apple Store soon.